How are we doing, everyone? Hope you're all well. Mr. Bowler here, and I'm back already with a quick contest entry video from my friend Dave over at the Cavernous Carnage 213 channel. Not too long ago, Dave hit 300 subscribers. Congratulations, Dave. Excellent achievement, mate. Well done. As per usual, if you're not familiar with Dave, I will be leaving a link to his channel in the description box of this video, so you can go over to Dave's channel, watch his videos, subscribe to his channel, showing some support, push him up over the 400 mark. Dave is a no-nonsense, no bullshit Scotsman from here in the UK, and the swearing is legendary. So all you've got to do to a couple of albums you can win in the competition, and all you've got to do is talk about the first album you ever bought with your own money, and talk about that album. Now, what I'm going to do is, because this video could be incredibly quick, only talking about the one album, what I'm also going to do after I've shown the first album I ever bought is I'm going to show some other albums as well, and I'll explain why as we go on. But the very first album I remember buying with my own money back in the summer of 1992 was this, Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark, which came out in the May of 1992, and I think I got this in July during the school summer holidays. Would I still think of this album now? I still, for the most part, enjoy it, but for me, there's a couple of Iron Maiden's worst songs on this album, so I'm going to talk about those first. Those being The Apparition and Childhood's End. I just don't care for those songs at all, and if you cut it from the track listing from this album, for me, it'd be better for it, but there is still plenty of good stuff on this. The high-octane, high-energy opener, Be Quick or Be Dead, is really, really good. Love that song. Up next is From Here to Eternity, which is the most AC/DC sounding Iron Maiden ever sounded. Great track, I love that. I've got both of those on singles. Other great stuff on this, like Afraid to Shoot Strangers, a great ballad called Wasting Love. Fear is the Key is good. There's some other good stuff on this as well. Chains of Misery is quite good. Judas My God I really like. I like the chorus of that, it's very catchy. Weekend Warriors, okay, even if a bit silly. And to be honest, the title track Fear of the Dark, even though I don't dislike it, I've just heard it so many times, I don't think I ever need to hear it again. But that is the very first album I remember buying with my own money back in the summer of 1992, and I cannot believe that was 32 years ago. It's Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark, and I got it on cassette at the time. So that's my answer to the question. So Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark. Still a good album, but definitely a couple of songs of it on it that don't need to be there because they're not great. So because this video is only just under 3 minutes at the moment, what I'm going to do is, because I can remember the very first album I bought on vinyl and the first 2 CDs I ever bought, I'm also going to show those as well, because why not? So the first album I ever bought on vinyl, it was about the spring or summer of 1993, and it was a band that were absolutely massive at the time. They were probably the biggest metal band in the world at the time. What I mean by that is the newest big metal band, because obviously you had the likes of Metallica and Maiden about, of course. But these guys absolutely exploded onto the scene the year before their previous album. And it's Pantera's Cowboys from Hell. And like I just say, these guys are huge. They exploded the year before in 1992 with their excellent Vulgar Display of Power album. So these guys were everywhere. So I picked this up, and this doesn't sound anything like Vulgar Display of Power. Vulgar Display of Power, of course, very much sort of groove orientated. This to me is very much kind of Judas Priest worship, definitely with regards to the vocals from Phil Anselmo. A fantastic album, great guitar work from Diamond, of course, who was of course still known as Diamond Darrell at the time. And the rhythm section of Rex Brown and Vinnie Paul is all good. Great tunes on this, like the title track, Cowboys from Hell, is great. Track 2, Primal Concrete Sledge, I can absolutely live without. I don't think that's a great track at all. I mean, I can still listen to it and listen to the context of the album, but if it wasn't on there, it wouldn't bother me. Psycho Holiday is another great tune. Heresy, The Cemetery Gates, Domination, the last track on side B. The first proper breakdown towards the end of that, as far as I'm concerned, and it just still sounds fantastic to this day. Shattered's a great tune. Medicine Man, Messenger in Blood, The Sleep, The Art of Shredding. The last 3 tunes are absolutely phenomenal. Take out Primal Concrete Sledge, and for me it's a perfect album. That's the very first album I remember buying on vinyl back in 1993, so that's that. And I started buying CDs, it was either in 1995 or 1996. I can't quite remember, I think it was 95. I bought two at the same time, and both of these are definitely going to be showing off my diverse musical tastes. So up first is a band that were absolutely massive and everywhere on TV and radio when I was a kid in the early 80s. And it's The Police, and it's their greatest hits CD. I love this band still to this day. I went on to get their entire discography over the years since. But this is fantastic. Songs that were absolutely everywhere when I was younger, like Roxanne. What's it called? Can't Stand Losing You, that's it. Don't Stand So Close to Me, another great tune. Message in a Bottle, I absolutely love that. Walking on the Moon, probably my favourite Police song. Of course, you've got Every Breath You Take on here. I remember trying to learn that on the guitar back in the day, and when you get down to the F sharp at the 2nd fret, you've got to do that stretch to the 6th fret. That bloody hurt. That really taught me a lesson on a sort of more difficult guitar playing, just from playing normal power chords back when I was younger. There's other great tunes in this that I wasn't familiar with actually at the time, but I love now. Stuff like Bed's Too Big Without You, Invisible Sun, Spirits of the Material World is fantastic. Synchronicity 2, King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger is really, really good. However, Did Do 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 Did Da 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 is not only a shit title for a song, but it's not a great song either. I can quite easily live without that. And Every Little Thing She Does in Magic is okay, but not so fussed by those. But the rest of the stuff in this is absolutely fantastic. The Police Greatest Hits, a band that I still love today. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So that's that first one. And alongside that, more what you would expect to see on my channel. An album that is disliked a lot by the fans of this band. And I can understand why, because it's a big departure from their early sound. It was their album for a major label, so no doubt that's why I had to change things up. And it's Cancer's Black Faith. Like I say, very different from the early albums when they were full on death metal. I think this is out on East West. I can't see that. Yeah, it is East West. So a major label, so they changed up their sound much more something commercial and not liked by a lot of fans, but I do like it. It's not as good as what come before it, but there's a lot of tunes in this that I still really like. Who Do You Think You Are is a really good song. Without Cause, that's got some great riffing in it. The title track is really, really good. I like the acoustic guitar at the start of that. It sounds fantastic. Great chorus. A really nice cover of Deep Purple Space Trucking. And ends with a song called Save Me From Myself. Like I say, not as good as what come before it, but I still really like it. So there we go. That's one of the very first CDs I ever bought back in either 95 or 96. Cancer's Black Faith. Good album. I like it. And yeah, there we go. So there we go, guys. Video done. The first albums I remember buying with my own money, Iron Maiden, and then the first LP I remember buying, and the first CDs I remember buying. So there we go, contest entry done. So as always, guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Like I say, go over to Dave's channel if you're not familiar with him, and subscribe to his channel. Let's push him up over the 400 subscribers mark. So cheers for watching as always, guys. I'll be back with you in a couple of days for my entry for Sean the Beast's 200 subscribers contest. So until then, as always, cheers, take care, and I'll see you soon.